Om Shanti. I felt quite inspired by a comment that was left for me on one of the Facebook pages, and it was about a simple technique to protect the self from the coronavirus, a kind of a personal, if you like, form of security that we can have for the protection. And obviously no one can be convinced completely that they are safe until the coronavirus passes and they have an antidote for it, and until the actual process is complete, whereby the governments of the world have found some kind of antidote for it, then there will be this feeling of insecurity. And what the comment was that the spiritual teachings are very nice, but is there a certain method or technique we can use to protect the self? And we will do a meditation on this, because it's how you feel inside that has a major effect on the outside world. So, what's actually being projected from inside to out is having an effect, and obviously if there's fear inside, then that's actually being, as they say, you invoke what you fear, or there's this kind of law of attraction that goes on, where if I fear something, it actually becomes greater than the power that I feel inside. So it's still us that's manifesting. But a simple technique really would be that there first has to be an understanding that the peace that you've ever felt in your life, and the joy that you've ever felt in your life, and the love that you've ever felt in your life, is all something that is actually being triggered by the outside. So although we used to, before the coronavirus, used to go to places that made us feel peaceful, spent time with people that made us feel joyful, and were magnetised towards people that made us feel loved and cared for. But in reality, the love is your own. It's being triggered by the external. The joy is your own, and the peace is your own. How these come together in a very powerful form is in the feeling of good wishes. So what you do with this very simple technique really is that you kind of create around yourself an orb of light. So you give yourself good wishes and create this orb of light around you, an orb of light of protection. And although you're doing this every day, putting this orb of light around you of safety, protection, and it's filled with your best wishes for yourself. I suppose we could say love for the self, but then it comes into a different terrain really, where people start to go into the waste thought of whether they're worthy of love and all that stuff. So that's why we don't talk about love for the self. When we're talking about protection, we talk about your best wishes for yourself, your best wishes for your family and friends, another orb of light around them, and your best wishes for the homeless, the sick, the needy. In actual fact, having a thought and a protection for every human soul. Of course, you can't go through every human soul, but it's just an image that's being carried in your mind's eye, that you're giving yourself best wishes, creating an orb of light, of protection around yourself, your best wishes for your family and your friends, putting that orb of light around them, sparing a thought for others that are in the same situation. So the feelings of that you're your extended world family, and putting an orb of light of your best wishes around them, so that they're actually being protected from the external. So the commodities that you have inside of you are the peace, the joy, the love, and they're all going to formulate into a protective sphere of light that you're first putting around yourself, then around your family and your friends. Then it's as if your whole room is vibrating with that orb of light being extended and extended further out to the people, the souls of the world who are on the front line, behind the scenes, living in fear, going through domestic abuse, whatever, just to increase that value of the self in an extended, unlimited way. You are within yourself a powerhouse of light and might. So you're not getting anything from the outside. You don't need anything from the outside. But when you're actually manifesting that, you're actually inspiring others to have that feeling of security as well. So it's a telepathic, mind-to-mind vibration of energy that's penetrating everyone's fear. What you fear, you attract. So you're removing the fear factor of something by actually using your mind as a light and might house. So that's really all I've got to say about the subject. So we'll do a meditation now, and then you can practice that if you wish in your own time. So I turn within and I recall all the feelings that I've had of peace from where I've been and what I've experienced throughout my life. Those feelings of peace are still within me, and I invoke them to my conscious awareness in the form of the light of peace. I recall all the moments of joy and happiness that were most abundant from various memories The joy was not in the memories, but welling up inside of me. I recapture those feelings of joy, and I recall all the memories when love was in its most abundant form. I see the memories, the pictures in my mind's eye, with the understanding that those feelings of abundant love and well-being are deeply seated within me. I bring them into my conscious memory. They are still with me, a part of me, and can never be removed, no matter how external situations appear and create the fear. I bring forth the light of peace, the light of joy, and the light of love to my conscious mind in the form of an orb of light that surrounds my entire body. I see my body vibrating in an orb of white light as I have good wishes, best wishes for myself. This orb of light becomes stronger and more powerful. In my mind's eye, I see my family and my friends, and I draw around them this orb of protective light, of good wishes, best wishes, most loving wishes. And as I send best wishes to my family and friends, the orb of protective light stops anything entering from the external world. I extend my best wishes to my unlimited family, for those that live in fear, live in violence. I paint the white light of protection around my brothers and sisters of the world. I send vibrations of power, of light, of best wishes, so that they also have white light around them. And it's so strange that the more I think of others, the white light of protection around my soul and body become more powerful. I feel it, I am it, I breathe from it, I move with it. Nothing of the external has any power at all. Om Shanti. Of course, as the white light, the, if you like, subtle body of light, the angelic form of light, call it what you like, even though that's around us, and even though you're increasing your own power, the more that you do it, the stronger your awareness becomes. You still do need to take the precautions of keeping the 2 meters and putting on the masks, putting on your gloves, taking all the precautions of the physical nature, and the spiritual nature will actually work to enhance that protection. So don't try to substitute one for another, but take all precautions. To me, the greatest precaution is the one we've just done, because it brings forward the power of fearlessness, the feeling of courage, the feeling of being a loving being, promoting all the goodness from inside the self, will protect the self from what's outside. Best wishes to you all. Om Shanti.